Okay, so Francis Ngannou and Stipe Miocic just had their championship fights, so I'm just gonna give my post-fight thoughts on this fight. Okay, so no spoilers here. The fight already happened. Everyone knows the results. So I'm not going to spend too much time going into detail of what exactly happened round by round, but essentially, Francis Ngannou came out storming, very aggressive, just really chasing the knockout, you know, just going right at Stipe. Stipe was able to weather the storm and eventually just take him down over and over repeatedly throughout the final rounds and just wear him down. He was able to land some good punches on his feet. He even clipped Ngannou a few times. And, really the story of the fight was him just keeping Ngannou on his back or in that like turtle position and just punching him away and just grinding him out for a unanimous decision victory. So there's two main criticisms that most people have with Ngannou in this fight. So the main one is his conditioning. So there's a real issue that heavyweights face, and I call it like the heavyweight dilemma. And a lot of it comes because most heavyweights don't have to cut weight to make their weight class. Unlike, every other weight class, guys are cutting weight. It's the norm. In heavyweight, you have an issue where you can either cut a few pounds and come in right around that 265-pound limit, or you can be a mid-sized heavyweight around 235, 245. And with Ngannou, I believe he weighed in at 263. So maybe he just had to, get a little sweat in, maybe just skip a meal and he makes weight. But the problem with coming in, well, let's talk about the pros and cons. The pros of that is that you can essentially come in anywhere 15 to 20 pounds heavier than your opponent, maybe even more. I think in this case, he was about 17 pounds heavier than Stipe, which is significant weight. I mean, imagine if that's really like moving up a weight class for any other champion. So if you're a 155 pounder, it's essentially like fighting a welterweight. You might be going against a guy that has 15 to 20 pounds more weight on you. But the problem with that is you're sacrificing obviously your endurance, and that's what Ngannou did in this fight. You have more strength, more power, but you don't have the endurance that a 245-pound man would have, essentially. So that's really what you saw in this fight. You saw Ngannou gas out so badly. I've never seen a fighter gas out this bad in a championship fight since probably since BJ Penn. Maybe in his second fight with Matt Hughes, he gassed out really badly and got TKO'd. He also gassed out really badly in his second fight with GSP. So, that really messed up Ngannou's, ability to fight, you know. And the second criticism was his grappling skills. Now, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt on this because, when you're so tired and, you could see he was just exhausted. He was so exhausted he couldn't even get his punches going. He was really plotty. He was flat-footed, just kind of standing there, mouth open every single round. He was exhausted. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that that's probably why his grappling looks so bad. Now, obviously grappling is not his strength. He's a striker. He likes to stand up. He likes to knock guys out. So, clearly that's going to be his weakest point. But I'm going to say that, definitely his conditioning is what caused his grappling to look as bad as it did. He wasn't able to fight the hands, get out of the front headlock, get out of the turtle position. I think a lot of that had to do more with fatigue. And you could see that just in his stand-up, too. His punches were coming slow. I think in, maybe the fourth round, he went for, a heel hook just to make space, make Stipe, kick out of the leg lock attempt and try to stand up. And you could tell that he just didn't even have the ability to get back to his feet. When he went for that heel hook, Stipe, did, a run-in escape. And then he tried to get back up, and Stipe just turned right back into him quick and pushed him straight back down, to his back. So that's the sign of an exhausted fighter. So that really cost Ngannou the fight. But, I always try to look at the pros, for every fight. And I think this fight is a great learning experience for Ngannou. Stipe is an absolute animal, and his last fight, he stopped JDS first round. He stopped Verdum in the first round. He stopped Alistair in the first round. Like, he's been on a roll, just running through guys. And the fact that Francis was able to go 5 rounds with him was pretty impressive, especially when you take into consideration just exactly how gassed he was. Just the fact he was able to survive is what impressed me, because after the 3rd round, I remember I looked at my buddy and I said, I think he's going to get stopped in the 4th. And then when he didn't get stopped in the 4th, I was like, okay, he's most likely going to get stopped in the 5th. But, he hung tough. He ate some shots, and, he showed his heart. The problem is when you're gassed, mentally you know what to do. You want to like punch, you want to hip escape, you want to fight the hands and work your way back up to the feet, but your body's just like, nope, I'm done, we're not moving. So hopefully this will be a great learning experience for Ngannou. He's going to be able to take away 2 good things with this fight, and one is his conditioning, and the other one is going to be to work on his grappling, and also to work on pacing himself too. So I think he still has a bright future ahead of him. A lot of people are saying like, oh, the hype train was derailed and he's overrated. He's not overrated, man. He's not overrated. He's still in the mix. He gave Stipe probably Stipe's toughest fight since his first fight with Junior Dos Santos. That was Stipe's toughest fight in a long time. And also he fought the best version of Stipe. This isn't the Stipe that lost to Stefan Struve, the Stipe that lost the first fight with JDS. So, there's a lot of things, there's a lot of, good things to take away from this fight, that Ngannou could use to better himself down the road. And I think we're going to see a better version of him, I think he's really going to learn a lot from this loss, and he's going to come back better. As far as what Stipe does from this, I mean, he stays at the top. The heavyweight division is, it's pretty. It's kind of in limbo right now. You have Stipe, who pretty much cleared out the division. The only person that is gonna make this exciting right now is Cain Velasquez when he comes back. But even him, man, that's a big question mark. When is he gonna come back? Is he gonna stay injury free? He's been out for a long time. And even when he gets back, he had his one comeback fight with Travis Bound. Then, boom, he's injured again. He's getting surgery. So, hopefully Cain could get back into the mix. That's going to make things very interesting. I think a Cain Velasquez-Stipe Miocic fight is going to be very interesting. And personally, I feel like Cain is the favorite to win that fight. At least in my opinion, I think he's the favorite to win, especially if he can come back in form, stay healthy, come back with the same conditioning that he's always had. I think that's going to make for a great fight. Now, whether they're going to give Cain an immediate title shot, I don't know. He might have a tune-up fight. Personally, I would love to see him fight Fabrizio Verdum, get that rematch, this time do it in the States where he doesn't have to worry about, adapting to altitude and stuff. So, that would be a great first fight back for Cain, and then we could see him against Stipe. I think it would be a mistake to put Cain against Ngannou right now. I think after that fight, Cain will be heavily favored to beat Ngannou, especially when Cain is everything Stipe did. Cain can do that, but even better. So, right now, who knows what's going to happen. So I feel like we really need to wait on Cain Velasquez and see what he has in store to really shake up this division and make the division great. So hopefully he can get healthy. In terms of, I think a lot of the fighters are booked right now. So I think Fabrizio Verdum has a fight coming up. I think Derek Lewis also has a fight coming up. And I believe, I should know this, but for some reason I'm thinking that is Verdum fighting Mark Hunt yet? I don't know. But, hopefully we're going to get a few title eliminators, and hopefully Cain Velasquez can get back into the mix. So, yeah, that's it, guys. Have a great night. Bye.